Welcome back, if you are back. Second quarter, Buchholz and Creekside, 1:27 to go in the first half. Knights have blocked 2 straight punts, got a big touchdown. Their defense is coming up with 2 big stops on back-to-back possessions for the Bobcats. This Knights crowd is alive. It's an incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Johnson and the Bobcats. Need to get momentum back in their favor. Johnson drops back to pass, under pressure, he goes forward, ball's out! Ball's out! Knights have it! It's Creekside ball! Tice Donnelly comes up after Colong! Forces the strip fumble! Oh, baby! Oh, wow, the energy is electric! Out here at Milton Lewis Stadium, the Creekside Knights block 2 punts, score a field goal, a touchdown. It's an 11-point game, and the Knights come up with a fumble recovery, now on the Buchholz 27-yard line. Creekside ball. Ashenfelder drops back to pass, under pressure, fires over the middle. Oh, Arrow Stoffer should have had it. He was going to walk into the end zone, but it goes through the arms inside the 10. So close. 2nd and 10. 28-17. Ashenfelder. 3-step drop. Again firing for Cooper Dixon. In and out of the hands. Good defensive coverage, but he probably should have had it placed on the chest inside the 15. 3rd and 10 coming up. Back-to-back good throws from Sean Ashenfelder. End up incomplete. And here comes 3rd and 10. "57 seconds to go in the first half. Ashenfelder motions over Caleb Taylor-Birch. Looking to pass under pressure, trying to get forward out of the pocket. He spins around, and he's going to be sacked. 2-yard loss on the play. Going to bring up 4th and 12. Timeout called by Buchholz with 46 seconds to go in the first half. 28-17. Creekside back into this ball game. And with a field goal, would make it a 1-possession game. We'll see if they can get it when we return on Schlick Sports. Welcome back here for those of you just tuning back in. This booth is about 100 degrees because it's either the fan on, making a horrible loud noise, or 100 degrees, and we may have to turn the fan back on as the Wi-Fi device overheated, was back on another Wi-Fi, and the network disconnected. I believe they missed a key Knights block punt and a touchdown. Now 28-17, and Cooper Maurer from 46 yards looking to tie the game with 46 seconds to go in the first half. Not tie the game, make it a 1-possession game, 28-17. The kick is up. It looks to be on line. It is good! 46 yards, Cooper Maurer nails it. And it is 28-20. How about that? 14 unanswered points from the Creekside Knights. Make it an 8-point game with 38 seconds to go in the first half. So we'll see what the Knights can do here. 38 seconds to go in the first half. The Bobcats just looking to get back to the locker room. The first quarter, all Bobcats. The second, all Creekside. It is up in the air, a sky kick. Gonna bounce inside the 20. Oh, Creekside off the hands of Danny Aprobato. That was gonna be a miracle onside. It bounced just in front of the 20, took a hop back perfectly. Danny Aprobato, I believe it bounced off his hands, and it was almost Creekside football inside the 25. Looks like Bobcats sending out their offense.
It hit the ground. Nope. It's a live ball once it goes in.
See, we are live, right? Yes, we are live. Okay. We are... Looking to pass is Johnson. He fires downfield. It is incomplete. Great coverage from Danny Aprobato and Jackson Earl. And let me tell you, the momentum is all with Creekside right now. Bobcats football here. Second and 10. On their own 35. Knights crowd making noise. Johnson hands it off. Trying to break a tackle is Jordan Richardson. He won't get anything. The Knights are going to call timeout here. A late flag after the play. Knights are trying to get the ball back and tie this game up. After the play, it's a flag against the Bobcats. So that'll back them up 15 yards. This is going to be on the dead ball foul. 15-yard penalty. Creekside going to call timeout, stop the clock. Third down and over 25 yards coming up. Our score, 28-20. Bobcats over Creekside. 18.4 to go in the first half. Knights down by 8 when we return. Welcome back here to Buchholz High School. It's third down and 28 for the Buchholz Bobcats. On their own 18-yard line, 18.4 to go in the second quarter. Knights down by just 8. It's a handoff. Graham will go down after 4 yards. Timeout Creekside here. 9.8 to go. The Knights trail by 8 points with fourth down coming up here for Buchholz. We're trying our best to get you this stream. I tell you, it's been the best game of the Creekside season so far. I just wish I knew you guys could hear me right now, because this is what, you know, we as Creekside fans, me as a broadcaster, live for out here. Oh my, these audio connectivity issues are really putting me in a spot. Looking to punt here are the Bobcats. 9.8 seconds to go in the second quarter. The kick not blocked, up in the air. Knights going to be out of bounds here. And the Knights want something here. It went out of bounds with like 2.5 seconds to go. But the clock ran long. Now 1.2, so the Knights have time for one Hail Mary shot to try and tie this ball game up. If you are watching the broadcast and can hear me, please let me know in the live chat, as I currently have no way of knowing. It is driving me crazy. First and 10. And we'll see if the Knights are going to kneel this down, bring it into the half, or take a Hail Mary shot and look to tie the game. Aschenfelder knees it down. Creekside has worked their way back into this ball game. 28-28.1 possession game. Bobcats will get the ball when we return out of the half, but for now, Creekside is fired up on the road. We'll be back after the 17-minute halftime break. You're listening to Creekside Football live on Schlick Sports. Quick update here from Buchholz and Creekside. We're going to be attempting to move this broadcast into the bleachers. So there will be probably different things going on in the broadcast, but we are trying our best to move this into a spot where we can get the second half to you clearly and efficiently. Stepping away here again. 28-20 is our score at halftime. All Knights right now. We'll see if they can come back with the win when we return. Well, we are in the bleachers out here at Buchholz High School. I think you can call me a lot of things, but don't ever say I'm not committed. We are calling this game here from the bleachers with the Creekside faithful in the second half. We are now about 6 minutes and 45 seconds away from kickoff in the second half. Our score, Bobcats 28, Creekside 20. Bobcats get the ball coming out of the halftime break when we return, but all the momentum is with Creekside. Can they make do of it when we return here on Schlick Sports? myself 30 more seconds. We are back here. I've done that before where I like sprinted up the bleachers right as the kickoff was about to happen. We are back. Creekside's kicking off. Oh my God. And I'm out of shape, and that is not a good combination. All right. We are in the bleachers, and we are ready for the second half of football out here at Milton Lewis Stadium and Citizens Field. What a first half it was. The Bobcats came out, got a 28-6 lead over the Creekside Knights, but the Knights able to fight back and get it to 28-20 before the half, thanks to 2 block punts and a few big-time defensive stops. It was 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns for the Bobcats. The Knights were able to get stops on each of their next 3 or 4 defensive possessions. This defense is alive. This offense is coming along. And this crowd, most of all, is alive for the Creekside Knights. The team got a standing ovation coming off and on the field. It is electric on the Creekside side of the field. Buchholz, who early on thought this might be a blowout game, they're getting a little nervous over there as Creekside rejuvenated. The Bobcats will return here to start this second half. We are waiting here for the all good to go signal from the TV crew as Coach McIntyre doing an interview in the end zone before the second half of action. I myself just ran a quarter marathon according to some. Went down there. My halftime routine, ran down to the field, coordinated an interview, ran all the way to the other side of the field, hopped the stadium fence to get back up to here from the sideline, and you know what, good workout. I need to get my steps in today. As these teams waiting on the sidelines get all ready to go. Again, 28-20, Bobcats with the lead. The feeling on that Knights sideline, I tell you, coming out of the break, they were ready to go. They were fired up. They've got life, and they are ready for a second half of football. This is a team that nearly completed a 30-point comeback against Buchholz last year. This time around, down 22 at the end of the first quarter. The Knights have cut it to 8 on the road. Creekside has only beat Buchholz once, and that was back in 2019 right here in Gainesville. Can they do it again? We're about to find out. Maurer gets ready to kick this one away. Kick is into the air and into the end zone for a touchback. So Buchholz will take over at the 20-yard line. The Bobcats was all them in the first quarter. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns for Buchholz, including a 97-yard touchdown run, 59-yard touchdown pass. An absolutely huge first quarter performance in the Knights. The defense in specific have given themselves a second chance in this ballgame. Knights crowd making noise as the defense takes the field. It's a jet sweep. And on the run, cutting to the outside with some space is Jordan Richardson. He gets the first down and about 11 yards on the carry before going out of bounds.
Richardson will step out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
On the 30 is where they'll mark him. Richardson has been very active in this game, as he has been all season. The senior #1 receiver on this Buchholz team. 2 receiving touchdowns on the season, had 1 on 5 receptions for 70 yards last week against Eastside. It's a handoff here for a minimal gain. On the carry, that was Aden de Hoyas. Normally a tight end. Where to see him come up there with the football. The Bobcats without their lead running back, Quentin Cutler. I believe he got hurt last week as he didn't play that second half of that game and hasn't been available tonight. He's right here to give to Miles Graham. He's going to get forward for a gain of about 4. On the 37, it's 3rd and 3. Right now, our current position has us sitting around the Creekside 42-yard line, so they are the other side of the field from me on the Bobcat 37. Five receivers out wide, 3 on the right, 2 to the left of looking to pass. It is complete to Miles Graham for the first down. Trace Johnson able to find Graham up to the 43. And it's 1st and 10. Ball officially marked on the 44-yard line. Johnson lines up with Graham in the backfield. It's a jet sweep here on the carry. Justin Williams. So he's able to get forward for just a few up to the 47. It'll be 2nd down and 7 yards. Buchholz lines up with 3 outside on 2 to the right, 1 to the left of Johnson. They have a tight end in De Hoyas with Graham. They look to pass over the middle. It is off the hands of Colton Lavelle, almost picked it off and into the hands of a Buchholz receiver. That's Jordan Richardson inside the Creekside 40 up to the 35. Knights almost came away with a big interception there. First down and 10 on the Creekside 35. Again looking to pass. Caught. Michael Peterson going to be a couple yards shy of the first down. Peterson offered by USF, Tulsa, and other programs. His dad, the outside linebackers coach at the University of Florida. The junior's got 2 receiving touchdowns this year. Hasn't been very involved so far in this game. 2nd and 3. Johnson passes quick to Peterson. He's going to get the first down, it looks like. Forward to the 20. And they're going to move the chains. So right in the red zone now. Or excuse me, on the 25. On the cusp of the red zone. This drive taking up a lot of time here in the 3rd quarter, 7:55 to go. Now over 4 minutes and 10 seconds here on this possession. Johnson with the handoff to Graham. He powers through the middle, breaks 4 tackles, and gets through the Creekside defense for a touchdown. A 25-yard touchdown run. Miles Graham got a good running start, bowled over a couple Knights defenders, and Derrick Henry'd his way into the end zone. I said at the beginning of the game, his running style exactly like Derrick Henry. He's 6'1", 215, really athletic, the type of guy that'll just run through defenders, and that's exactly what he did there. He's got elite speed. Right here, Buchholz lines up with the snapper. All their guys out on to the right and left, and they come back into the middle for a PAT. Gunta gets the kick to go. The PAT is good, and it's 35-20. A nice drive there for Buchholz. How do the Knights respond? Now back down 15. Bobcats get their first point since the first quarter. Knights get the ball for the first time in the second half when we return here on Schlick Sports.
That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. They specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today.
Third quarter of action here between Creekside and Buchholz. Bobcats started off the second half with a good drive and a touchdown. The Bobcats faithful got their iPhone flashlights out now. They're singing along to some Tom Petty in classic Gainesville fashion out here at Citizens Field. As the kickoff is away, Harrison Garrido brings it in just inside the 6-yard line, trying to make something out of the return, still on his feet up by the 30-yard line, which is where he'll be tackled. Nice return there for the Creekside Knights. Back down 15. They fought through adversity multiple times in this game. Eventually, they got to make this comeback and get it back even. Down 15. Knights had all the momentum at the end of that second half, and most of that coming from their defense. Getting some big-time stops. Now how can the offense respond after they falter for the first time in a while here? Aschenfelder gives to Harrison Garrido. Gets a couple of yards on the carry up to around the 32. Nick Clayton in on the tackle there for Buchholz. It's a big defensive line. Right here, they rush quite a few on a blitz. Aschenfelder under pressure, fires over the middle, off the hands of Jalen Powell. Almost picked it off near the 50-yard line. Was looking for Cooper Dixon on the play. Ended up incomplete. So third and 8 for the Creekside Knights. Knights got 3 receivers to the left. Oscar Earl, the tight end, blocking. Harrison Garrido also in the backfield. Aschenfelder running around the pocket, under pressure on the run, fires high, looking for Caleb Taylor Birch. Near midfield, I believe he's hit off after the play. So he gets up to his feet and walks off the field. Aschenfelder has been seeing some pressure, as is going to happen here against this tough Buchholz team. Knights offensive line couldn't handle the blitz. Aschenfelder didn't have much time and might have had a chance at Birch, but didn't get a chance to set his feet as the snap on the punt bounces in front of Maury, does recover and gets a good kick. It goes off of Williams on the return. He does pick it up, however, and get around 5 there. Excuse me, Richardson. 1st and 10 here coming for the Buchholz Bobcats on the 32-yard line. This is a spot where the Creekside defense needs another stop that they were able to come up with in that second quarter. 35-20, just under 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Creekside's been doing a good job getting back into this game, but Buchholz gets this to another 20-point situation. That's a real tough hole to climb out of. Obviously plenty of time, but if you're Creekside, you want to get back even sooner rather than later, if they can at all. There's a timeout on the field. Knights looking to discuss this upcoming drive. This would be a big spot for them to try and get a turnover. The key to this game, one of them from head coach Sean McIntyre, win the turnover battle. So far, the Knights have forced a fumble, which led to a touchdown for Creekside. Excuse me, I believe that one led to a field goal. They blocked 2 punts. Good chance that the Knights might need one more on defense to give their offense short field against a tough Bobcat defense. Both teams back out onto the field after the timeout. Looking to pass. Johnson under pressure, rolling to his right, and he chucks it to the Creekside sideline. 2nd and 10 coming up. Johnson, in his last game, completed 80% of his passes. He's a real accurate passer. Last game was forcing a few passes and ended up in 3 interceptions. Probably should have been more. He's responded well tonight, taking what the defense gives him. Only a couple dangerous throws. Right there, instead of forcing that one into DJ Hicks, he just throws it away and lives to see another down. 2nd and 10. Right here, it's a give to Graham, trying to cut back into the middle. He's only gonna, well, he can't even get back to the line of scrimmage to the 31. It's gonna be a loss of 1 on the play. And up comes a 3rd and long. I believe they actually spotted the ball back at the 32, so he did get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10. Johnson, the sophomore, alone behind his 5 offensive linemen at quarterback. Drops back to pass, looking for options, under pressure, breaks a sack, trying to throw on the run. It is incomplete on the far sideline, bringing up 4th and 10. And out comes the punt team. Creekside defense gets a stop. That should force a turnover on downs. So out to punt this one away is Jay Gunta after Peter Newbert went down on a block punt early on, and that one nearly blocked again. Takes a bounce on the Creekside 44, still rolling up to around the 31, which is where it will be downed. Out comes Creekside. 5:12 to go in the third quarter. Knights offense gets the ball back. And a touchdown here would be absolutely huge for the Creekside Knights. The The Knights trot out on the field. I want to give a big thanks to Mike Riddott with the prep zone for letting me come out here, sit in front of their setup, and use their Wi-Fi to get this broadcast out. As Ashenfelder on 1st and 10 looks to pass down the field. Got Cooper Dixon near midfield. First down for Creekside. They're going to mark him down on the Creekside 47. Knights move quick to the line. 1st down and 10. Ashenfelder takes the snap, pulls away the handoff from Garrido, and he's going to slide down past the 50-yard line up near the Buchholz 49, 48 is where they're going to spot him. Cuts the down marker in half and distance to go. 2nd and 5. Four wide receivers out for Creekside, 3 to the right of Ashenfelder and Aaron Satteris to the left. Ashenfelder. 5-step drop, under pressure from Shepard, who hits him hard on a hit stick from behind. That'll bring up 3rd down and 12 on the Knights 45. Ashenfelder got rocked. Shepard, the safety, came up on the blitz, went around the tackle, completely uncovered, took his best shot at Ashenfelder. Great job hanging onto the ball, and he's up, looks good, and sets up for 3rd and 12. Buchholz is blitzing, getting more pressure on Ashenfelder as the game goes on. Right here they rush 3, steps forward in the pocket, fires over the middle, got Arrows Toffer for the 1st down. Beautifully placed ball there, right on the stomach of Arrows Toffer, caught him in motion, brought down on the Buchholz 35, moving those chains. Now 1st and 10. Knights back at the line of scrimmage. It's another option run. Ashenfelder goes down here, pulled away the handoff, almost got that Buchholz defense to bite, but ended up just having to sit down on the 36-yard line, so 2nd and 11. This time Ashenfelder tries to take it himself through the line, past the 30, going to be down around the 28. Had an option run there, could have tossed to Garrido behind him, but he got a block in a little lane, drove through a couple defenders, and makes it now 3rd down and about 4 for the Creekside Knights, 3rd and 3. The line to gain is at the 25-yard line. Knights sit on the 28. Ashenfelder fakes the give, trying to get to the 25. He spins around, breaks a tackle, gets to the 19. Moving those chains. It's a 1st down Creekside. Knights into the red zone. Moving down the field. Trying to cash in for 6 in this big-time district matchup early on in this season. 7 up on the line to block. They give to Nate Black, who cuts back inside. After going to his left, he's going to dive forward for a minimum gain of a yard or 2. Chain gains on the far side of the field and makes it hard to see the exact spot out here. Bringing out the binoculars and on the 18. 2nd down. Ashenfelder play action. Hits Caleb Taylor Birch. No! Rolling to his right. Just let him a tiny bit too much. They had Birch and Earl working their way out right. Could have gotten a 1st down there, most likely. Earl ran into a defender. Not sure how that affected the play, but it's a throw Ashenfelder probably should have had. Went off the hands of Birch. Not quite sure if that was one you can expect him to catch. It's 3rd down and 10. Come from the 19. Ashenfelder drops back to pass. Blitz coming. He is going to be sacked. back around the 30-yard line. Aschenfelder comes up fine, but a Buchholz defender, TJ Reese, a little slow to get up. They're going to mark him down at the 29. Knights got to be ready for those blitzes here, as they've been killer here on these past couple offensive drives. They've sent 6 or 7 to try to get to the quarterback, and it's working. Buchholz normally get to him as is. Is Maurer going to set up here for a 47-yard field goal? The kick is up, and it is just left of the upright. He had the power, hit one from 46 earlier, and the kick is no good. So Creekside put together a good drive but cannot come up with points. It's now 35-20, 39 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Buchholz going to get the ball back when we return here on Schlick Sports.
Looking for a realtor to help you with your real estate transactions? Contact Jason Purvis with Next Home First Coast. Jason has years of experience in real estate with more than 75 successful closed transactions. Jason is a Durban Crossing resident and Creekside parent, helping people buy and sell real estate across Northeast Florida. He'll provide you with a personalized real estate experience. Contact Jason today at 802-373-8543 or Jason at Next Home.
Third quarter of action here. Buchholz got the ball, and they start things off with a run. Jordan Richardson, the wide receiver, on the jet sweep, getting close to the first down, but he's going to be a couple yards short here. Around the Buchholz 28. Cooper Maurer just missed a 46-yard field goal. 47. Just barely. It was a long kick, and he almost got it. Set it 2nd down and 2. Bobcats with the ball in a 15-point lead over the Creekside Knights. Knights comeback effort slowing down here a little bit. Defense has been standing strong here recently. Right here, they're going downfield. It falls incomplete. He led Justin Williams too far down the sideline. Bring up 3rd down and 2. Right here, I think you can expect him to go to Miles Graham. Graham is in the game at running back. He's had some really good carries, including a 97-yard touchdown and some that haven't gone his way. Knights show 3 on the D-line. They're blitzing with the outside linebackers. They give it to Graham, who's going to get about 5 yards on the carry in the first down. And it's little plays like that that become tough later on in the game, as that brings a good amount of time off the clock. And that one should bring us to the fourth quarter as it extends the drive. Bobcats lead 35-20. And it's time Creekside gets a stop and some points, as it's crunch time. 12 minutes to go. 35-20. Who's going to come out with a win? Back and forth all game. We'll be back with the fourth quarter of action coming up next. Don't go anywhere, people. You're listening to Creekside Football here on Schlick Sports.
Baker Sports is proud to be a partner and apparel provider for the Creekside Knights. With all the vendors Baker's offers, you can get your gear covered from cheerleading to football to fans. We are a one-stop shop for top-quality sports apparel and equipment. Call us at 904-388-8126 for all your sporting good needs. That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. They specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today.
Fourth quarter of action out here in Gainesville, Creekside, and Buchholz going at it. The Bobcats took a 28-6 lead early on. Creekside cut it to 28-20 heading into the half. The Bobcats won that third quarter, though. Had a touchdown, kept Creekside off the scoreboard despite a good offensive effort on their last drive. Now 12 minutes to go, it's 35-20, Bobcats with the lead. As we await the beginning of this fourth quarter of action, what does Creekside got to do? Well, not sure they can allow another touchdown. I don't think it would, kill the game for them at this point, but it wouldn't be very good. A stop here and a touchdown after that would really give them some momentum. 1st and 10, it's a give to Miles Graham. He gets outside the offensive line, breaks tackles, back to the middle. House call, touchdown, all the way, 67 yards. Miles Graham makes it 41-20. Well, if the Bobcats were going to score, it's best for them to happen now, as the Knights still got 11 minutes and 40 seconds to make their way back. But this one is looking tough. Gunta out for the point after attempt. Kick is up, and it is now 42-20. Bobcats over the Creekside Knights. They get a big touchdown on a 67-yard run from Miles Graham. Knights offense needs points from here on out. Can they get it? We'll have to see when we return. You're listening to Creekside Football here on Schlick Sports.
Looking for a realtor to help you with your real estate transactions? Contact Jason Purvis with Next Home First Coast. Jason has years of experience in real estate with more than 75 successful closed transactions. Jason is a Durban Crossing resident and Creekside parent helping people buy and sell real estate across Northeast Florida. He'll provide you with a personalized real estate experience. Contact Jason today at 802-373-8543 or Jason at nexthomefirstcoast.com.
Buchholz Bobcats, after making a really deep playoff run last year, are back looking to make it a 4-0 start to this season, up 42-20 over the Creekside Knights. Back to a 22-point game where it was earlier. Harrison Garrido on the return for the Creekside Knights. Gets up to around the 32-yard line before he's brought down. Bobcats in their first year under new head coach Chuck Bell was recently the defensive coordinator since 2018 here at Buchholz. His father was a defensive coordinator locally at Santa Fe. Bell attended Buchholz his freshman and senior years of high school. Coached college football after graduation from Florida for the Gators, South Carolina, Warner University, and Tennessee Tusculum College before taking a step back from the grind of college coaching and heading to Buchholz to be defensive coordinator. Took over for 27-year head coach Mark Whittemore after he retired this past offseason. And his program off to a fantastic start. to this season. Sean Aschenfelder on first down, hit as he throws, was looking for Oscar Earl. Pass fell short. 11:17 to go here in the fourth quarter. Creekside use some quick points. Aschenfelder with 4 men rushing him. He's got pressure from behind him, rolling to his left, firing down the field. It looks like a good ball. Arrows Toffer turned his back. I think he thought that was going to end up coming and falling way short of where he was. He turned around looking for a jump ball when I think if he kept going, running his route, that would have landed in there perfectly. Now 3rd and 10. Knights are most likely going to have to go for it here if it gets to 4th down. Be interesting to see if they run the ball, trying to make it a shorter distance, or if they go to the pass. Aschenfelder trying for a run, making something out of nothing, ended up with around 5 or 6 on the carry. Forward to the Buchholz 44. It's going to be 4th down and 4 for the Creekside Knights, and this could be it. Buchholz fans making noise as they sense blood in the water. Aschenfelder looking to throw, looking for Caleb Taylor. Birch, he got it at midfield, turning the corner, out of bounds in Buchholz territory inside the 45. At the 43. This Knights offense has been up and down against a real tough Buchholz defense in this game. Had a few drops that have cost them, but overall just kind of seeming to do the best they can against this Bobcats team. They're moving the ball well. I feel like they should have more points than they are. They haven't been able to cash in on some short field situations for 6 points. That's come back to bite them in this game. Harrison Garrido gets 3 on the carry, setting up 2nd and 7. There's 10 minutes to go. Still a 3-possession ball game. No more points from here on out for the Creekside defense. Nothing but touchdowns from the offense. Aschenfelder sensing pressure, fires to Harrison Garrido. On the dump off, he's going to get 3 yards. This will make it 3rd down and 4. Knights set up with 4 receivers out wide. Oscar Earl, the tight end, behind the line. Knights have done partially what they set out to do offensively. They haven't turned the ball over yet. The offensive line has struggled here in the second half as the Bobcats are bringing more and more pressure. Right here they send 5. Aschenfelder under pressure, evades a sack, then is hit hard by Weinhardt. On the all-out blitz, Aschenfelder evaded 2 defenders trying to bring him down, and Weinhardt was there. The crushing hit there, which is bringing up 4th and 15. Just over 8.5 minutes to go. Creekside, no hurry to run this play. They're going to have to call timeout here with 8:23 to go in this game. 42-20. Buchholz leads the Creekside Knights. Be back after this break here on Schlick Sports.
Looking for a realtor to help you with your real estate transactions? Contact Jason Purvis with Next Home First Coast. Jason has years of experience in real estate with more than 75 successful closed transactions. Jason is a Durban Crossing resident and Creekside parent helping people buy and sell real estate across Northeast Florida. He'll provide you with a personalized real estate experience. Contact Jason today at 802-373-8543 or Jason at nexthomefirstcoast.com.
Back at Citizens Field, it's 4th down and 15 for the Creekside Knights. 8:23 to go. This could be it. As we await the TV station to finish up their commercial break. Creekside got a tough matchup home against Mandarin next week. They were able to knock off the Mustangs on the road last year. And that win, a win at home in front of their home fans, would be huge if they were to lose this game. Whistles. Timeout going to be called by Buchholz. This is their first district game of the year against the district favorites in the Bobcats, for good reason. Creekside down 22. It's been back and forth here in this one. They've worked themselves back into the ball game, got it to 8-point game at halftime. Been shut out on the scoreboard in the second half, however. And some of those big defensive plays early on in this game that allowed large touchdowns for the Bobcats. Coming back to bite the Knights. Heading into the game, Coach McIntyre's keys were, just to review, limit explosive plays, being special on special teams, and winning the turnover battle. They've done 2 of those 3 things, but the explosive plays are what's come back to bite them. Still a chance in this ball game, but that chance becomes very slim to none if they can't convert here on 4th down. Pressure coming. Aschenfeller loads, fires, incomplete, looking for Arrows Toffer on the near sideline. So that'll be a turnover on downs, and the Bobcats take over near midfield. Right here is where a quick turnover is needed for the Knights defense. Well, this game's over. .14 to go, 42-20. To give here to Graham. Dives forward for a gain of 2. Bobcats will be in no hurry to run these plays, try to get as much time off the clock as possible. Creekside got 4 up on the D-line. Brody McGuff, outside linebacker, showing potential pressure as well. Motion a man over, and Richardson, it's a jet sweep. He almost dropped it. Gets the first down on jukes to his right. Near the Buchholz sideline. Ball's out. Creekside's got it. Creekside's got the football. I don't know how it happened, but going into the pile, Buchholz had it. And coming out of it, it was Jackson Earl for the Creekside Knights. Still alive. This team won a lot of fourth quarter games last year. Made some big comebacks. Few miracles worked in there. Some luck was on their side so far this year. That's not quite been the case, but they're giving themselves a chance for the third almost losing effort in a row. That game against Palm Beach Central, the Knights made it close. Onside kick away from getting the ball back, but they weren't able to do so successfully. Ended up losing that game. A pretty close margin. Against Richmond Hill last week, they were able to work themselves back into the ball game. Just couldn't make plays down the stretch. This game against Buchholz, they've given themselves a chance here in the fourth quarter, but is anything going to change? Are they going to be able to make those big plays when they need them most? They're not out of the game at this point. Knights scheduled some very tough games here early on in the season. Palm Beach Central, one of the top teams in the state of Florida. Richmond Hill, one of the top in Georgia. Buchholz, another top team in the class. We got Mandarin, who's potentially gearing up for a state title Final Four run here this season next week. They're in the toughest district in 4S. They're going to need some wins, as they can only manage probably 2 more losses to their calculation this year. It's Aschenfelder under pressure, fires crossbody. Was looking for Cooper Dixon. It's incomplete. What you can't do here is throw an interception. Aschenfelder tried to force that one into Dixon, try to make a play. Was able to do so unsuccessfully. Obviously, you want something to happen, but if you turn the ball over, this game is over. Aschenfelder under pressure, runs forward, trying to get a block from Garrido. He's taken down after a 2 or 3 yard gain. Bring up 3rd down and 8. The Knights' schedule is toughest here at the beginning of the season. One thing's for sure, they're gonna have to beat Oakleaf, Atlantic Coast, Ponte Vedra. Aschenfelder under pressure, taken down for a sack. It's the Buchholz team that got 6 sacks on Creekside last year, and first half the Knights did a decent job protecting Aschenfelder. In this second half, he's barely surviving back in the pocket. It's going to be 4th down and 20 yards coming up for Creekside. Timeout on the field, 6:10 to go. Knights have now used 2 of their 3 timeouts here in the second half. Their schedule the rest of the way. Creekside, like I said, they got to come up with wins against Oakleaf, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra, and Atlantic Coast. Those are games they probably should win and need to. Those are going to be tough matchups. Ponte Vedra is off to a good start this season. They're a tough team. A really tough team. The Knights will have them at home. Oakleaf revamped under new head coach Chris Foy, who had a lot of success over Andrew Jackson. The game, and another one that the Knights will have at home. Atlantic Coast on the road. That's always been a game. It's been a trap game almost for the Creekside Knights. They beat them in 2021 unexpectedly. But that's one Creekside should win on paper. Fleming Island, another team under new head coach, and Coach Chad Parker doing a really nice job over there for the Golden Eagles. But again, that's one that the Knights should win at home. And one other thing they got to do, they can't lose those games, and they got to beat Mandarin or Bartram to punch their ticket if they lose tonight to Buchholz. Aschenfelder steps forward in the pocket, gonna have to run, fumbles the ball as he's tackled by 3 different defenders. Helmet came off. There's a tussle for the ball. Buchholz has it. And Sean Aschenfelder, it's impressive. He keeps getting up after these big hits he's taken. This offensive line has just been unable to withstand this Buchholz pressure in the second half, and that's been the game. The blitzes, the Knights have not been able to counter. They haven't had the time to really work the run game. So it's now 1st and 10 for the Buchholz Bobcats with 5:43 to go. This, of course, a tough road game for the Creekside Knights. They had complete momentum at halftime, but couldn't cash in on it. It's a give here to Jordan Richardson, who spins around, gets to the outside. What was a dead play is now a touchdown for the Buchholz Bobcats. Richardson had nothing up the middle. He spun around, went through a gap, and took it to the house to deliver, if the final blow hadn't already been delivered, the final dagger in this ballgame. This one's going to be a tough pill to swallow for the Creekside Knights. Obviously some really tough opponents early on, and I feel that this team right now just needs a win to get their mojo back. Confidence becomes a concern. Off to a 1-3 start with high expectations for this team. Entered the season as the number 10 team in the Super 10 for News 4 Jacks. Extra point is good. I think if you're this team, you got to understand you played some really tough opponents early on. You've done some good things. You've done some things well, but in the end, fallen just short. They've competed, but they've still got things they need to put together if they want to make a deep playoff run this year. All this stuff, talking with head coach Sean McIntyre this week, still on the table. Their goals for the season: win a district championship and make a deep playoff run. And all those things, even with a loss to Buchholz, is very much on the table. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come together as a team and turn things around, because when you face tough teams like Buchholz, 3 losses isn't going to get you a very high seed if they were to win out the rest of the season, which with their schedule is unlikely. They really only have breathing room for one more loss, and that's it this season. But a win over Mandarin at home would be huge. And if not, they got to take care of business, then win the Battle of Lone Leaf Pine. Junta kicks this one away up into the air. Harrison Garrido takes it in at the 7-yard line, working to run this one back. Got some blocks up the sideline. Gets past the 35. Gonna be down with a late flag. That one might be heading towards the 50-yard line. So it is a personal foul against the Buchholz Bobcats. Unnecessary roughness. Moves it forward 15 yards to the 50. Knights take over at midfield, and backups are in for Creekside. As the white flag is up, Harrison Miller into the game along with Nate Black. Aaron Satterish is trying to keep their guys healthy. Down 29, Sean Aschenfelder is taking a beating in this game. And in garbage time, you do not want him to go down with an injury, because that could really derail Creekside's season. Miller gears up, throws an interception over the middle. Running this one back with some space, still on his feet. That is Matthew Cade. The senior linebacker comes up with the interception, takes it inside the 35 with 4.5 minutes to go. On the Creekside 33. Not too much really to say at this point. This one, you just gotta look at the positives, look at what you did well. Take a look at what you struggled in. Pass protection. Those big plays downfield, which the Knights did address and get better at as the game went on. They allowed 3 big runs that came back to really haunt them. So just, really, it's the same story against Richmond Hill. A few guys got to the outside as there's timeout called on the field. Knights plugged up the middle of the field, weren't able to get through the line, so they went around the tackles and got up on the sideline. And that's a spot where Creekside needs to address. They're doing a good job of that when they were getting defensive stops in this game. Got to protect the spill, as they call it. As these guys, when they get to the outside, someone's got to be there to bring them down. And you got to be able to get to that ball with speed and physicality to keep that from breaking for a 97-yard run, for a 60-plus yard run, for touchdowns, for big plays that really come back to hurt you in a game. Offensively, blitz counters were not there in this game. A lot of pressure, even on non-blitzes there as the game went on. Just felt maybe the O-line got fatigued or something switched right there. It's a first down give to the running back into the game. First carry of the night for Aesop Bryant. Up to the 30 where it is now. Second down and 7. Backup quarterback into the game, Jay Bryant, the freshman. Getting some game time experience for the Buchholz Bobcats as they lead 49-20. This game all but over as the snap loose. Bryant trying to make something out of it. He throws it incomplete. Little, the intended receiver. 3:33 to go. Third down and 7 coming up for the Bobcats. Offensive protection, that's something I'll be sure to ask Coach McIntyre about after this game is, how do you counter against those blitzes? Where does the O-line need to improve against this pass rush? Obviously, you got some talented guys on that front, but you're going to face talented guys in the season. Tackle for loss there on third down. Going to be a loss of 1 or 2 on the give. Bring up fourth down. But if this team wants to make a defensive line, a deep playoff run, these are things they're going to need to address and they're going to need to figure out. And of course, the go route up the sideline, those few big passing plays they allowed early on, they really cut down on those. After that first quarter, you didn't see, there might have been 1 or 2 more big passing plays. They were able to find an answer this week to Buchholz, but in those other 2 areas, that's what lost them this game. Whistles on the field. Timeout called by Buchholz with 2:45 to go. So we're going to step away here on Schlick Sports. Reaching the final stretch of action here, 49-20. Buchholz with the big lead over the Creekside Knights when we return here on Schlick Sports. Welcome back here to Milton Lewis Stadium, where the Bobcats bring back out their starting quarterback. Johnson trying to convert on 4th down. He hands it off to Bryant, who's not going to get to the first down marker, so Creekside will take over with 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go, down 29. As we'll see what this team can cook up here offensively. Harrison Miller back into this game. Miller last week came up huge in that game against Richmond Hill, kept the game alive for a moment with a big. Ashenfelder had to come out for a play due to a big hit. Miller came in. So they give to Nate Black, who gets around the outside. First down up to the 50-yard line is where it'll be brought down, maybe just shy of it. Near the Buchholz sideline at the 49 is where they'll mark him. Good carry there for Nate Black. Miller came in and on the drop back, got tripped up by a man in motion for Creekside. Somehow stayed on his feet and fired a 40-yard pass to wide open Cooper Dixon to keep the game alive. Is right here, he gives a screen pass to Colin Quilalen. Gets inside the 35 up to the 33. Creekside moving the ball here against a combination of starters and backups here for Buchholz. Flag on the play, offside is going to go against the Wildcats. Obviously a lot of big names in the recruiting circuit. We saw a coach for the University of Miami out here getting a look at a Creekside player. It's a handoff to Nate Black as he gets through a couple blocks, going to get forward for a gain of 3. Second down and 2. Excuse me, 3rd and 2 for the Creekside Knights. Miller, another give to Black, trying to get to the markers, but the defense is there to meet him at the line of scrimmage.
Black on the carry. Stopped just shy of the line of scrimmage for a slight loss.
The marker on the field says 3rd. I thought it was 4th. 3rd and 3. Believe it's 4th. Miller, play action, rolling right, fire into a wide open man. It is caught. Scott Rosenborough, the senior, makes the catch inside the 5-yard line. Moving the chains, making it 1st and goal with 38 seconds to go. Knights trying to get into the end zone. They fall a yard short with Nate Black. Time running low, 10 seconds on the clock, 2nd and goal. It's a handoff to Nate Black, who's going to be stopped at the line. And that'll do it for this game between Creekside and Buchholz. The Bobcats come away with a big district win at home, 49-20. The Knights put together a really good second quarter to get back into this game, but in the end, we're unable to come back. The Bobcats controlled the second half, shutting out Creekside on the scoreboard and putting up points on offense to finish with a final score of 49-20. That will do it for our coverage here from Gainesville, Florida. I'm Noah Schlick Sports, signing off, saying see you next week as Creekside will take on Mandarin at home, looking for a big bounce-back win against a tough matchup in the Mandarin Mustangs in front of their home crowd. I will see you then. But for now, I'm Noah Schlick Sports, signing off, saying have a good night, and see you next week here on Schlick Sports.